my background looks different and I get out of breath easily. So bear with me if I need to take a minute to gather myself. So I'm going to give it just a few more seconds. And today we're going to talk about building habits that stick. I figured this would be a great topic to talk about as we head into the new year with so many people that make New Year's resolutions and all of these things, and just the new start of a new calendar in a new year is always a great time to sort of feel motivated to get going on some goals and things, whether they're related to your health or your fitness or money, or maybe you'd like to buy a house or relationships, or who knows, all the things that we sort of feel motivated to do when the new year comes around. So I'm hopeful that today's session can maybe help you with some of those goals and things that you have in place for yourself. So we'll go ahead and get rolling. So the topic today is building habits that stick. So like I said, it's this new year is a perfect time to kind of visit this and talk about it and see what kind of strategies that you can implement in order to make your habits work for you and help you stick with them. So I want to talk first where sort of everything I'm going to talk about today, where this is coming from. And if you have not read Atomic Habits, I super recommend that you read this by James Clear. I actually listened to it on Audible, but I got less than halfway through it and realized that listening to it isn't good enough. And I went and I bought the book on Amazon. That way I can mark it up and write in it and do all the things that you can't do with an Audible. I wanted to be able to go back and re-reference it because it was that powerful to me. And I'm glad I did, because now I'm able to go back and re-reference it for you today. So I recommend that one for sure. So in one of the chapters in Atomic Habits, he talks about this experiment that was done in 2001 over in England, I believe. And it included 248 people in their study. And basically what they wanted to do was just see how to build better exercise habits over the course of a 2-week period. So not a very long experiment or anything like that, but I think it's really interesting what the results showed us even after just a 14-day time period. So they took those 248 people and they divided them up into 3 groups. So group 1 was the control group. Basically, all the researchers said to them was, hey, at the end of the 2 weeks, let us know how many days that you exercised. I want you to track it, and I want you to let us know how many days that you exercised. Okay, easy enough. If you're in group 1, this is easy. Group 2, they were called the motivation group, and they were also asked to track their exercise over 2 weeks, but they were also given some education. They were given some information about the benefits of exercise, and the researchers took some time to talk to them about how exercise improves your heart health and helps prevent heart disease, things like that. And so off they go, 2 weeks. And then group 3, they also got the same information as group 2. So that way their motivations were the same. But what was different in group 3 was they were asked to not only track their exercise for 2 weeks, but they were asked to make a plan for it ahead of time. So they were given a real specific sentence frame. And I don't know if you saw in the description that I wrote on this live, I asked you to grab a pencil and paper. So you may want to write this down now, but I am going to come back around to this in a minute. So if you miss it right now, that's okay. I'm going to come back around. But they were given a very specific sentence frame, and this is what we're going to use today too. It said, during the next week, I will partake in 20 minutes of vigorous exercise on blank, you had to say what day, at what time, and in what place. So it was during the next week, I will partake in at least 20 minutes of vigorous exercise on day, at time, in place. Okay, so that really specific planning was what was different about group 3 from group 2. Remember, group 2 just had the information, how does exercise benefit you? And group 1 was just asked to track it. So that's it. 2 weeks go by. At the conclusion of the experiment, groups 1 and 2 had a 35 and a 38% of their people exercised at least one time per week. So I was personally surprised that the group that got the education didn't have as much of an very much of an improvement over the group that was just simply asked to track. So especially from an educator, educator in the form of a former teacher, but also an educator in the form of a coach for nutrition and fitness coach, that giving people the information on how this benefits them really didn't motivate them very much, which I thought was pretty interesting. But group three, the group that got the motivation and the group that got the uh, the sentence frame where they had to actually plan it out specifically where and when they're going to do it. Any guesses? I'm going to take a second. Put in the chat any guesses or in the comments. What percent of those people do you think exercised? Groups 1 and 2 had a 35% and 38% of them exercised at least once. What percent of group 3 do you think exercised once? I'm going to give a second. I know there's not many of you, just a couple of you on live right now, but they might have some people on replays. So even if you're in the replay, go ahead and write it in there. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the percentage of people in group 3 who pre-planned their exercise, specifically stating where and when they were going to do it. 91% of them exercised. 91%, are you kidding? 35 and 38% in the other groups, all the way shot to 91% in the third group, simply because they pre-planned it. They wrote it down specifically stating where and when. So we're going to practice this. So hopefully you have a pencil and paper, or even your phone or something. As long as you're not watching me on your phone, don't do that. That would be a bad idea. Excuse me. But sorry, like I said, I get a little out of breath here. So the sentence frame so what we're going to do, we're going to say next week, I will do what? Leave a blank. I will blank on blank, what day, at blank time in blank place. Okay, so here's a few examples, or one example at least. Next week, I will meditate for 10 minutes on Tuesday at 8 p.m. in the living room, right? It reminds me of Clue. It was Mr. Whoever with the candlestick in the, okay, but for real, that's what helps me think of, it helps me remember how to do it. When I think of Clue, I'm like, who did it? Where did they do it? What did they do it with? When did they do it? You can reword this, of course, a little bit to suit your needs, but the important part is that you're including the where and the when in your sentence. So if we're talking about a workout, for me, I work out at my gym at Iron House, so I might say something like, tomorrow I will work out at 5:30 p.m. at Iron House Strength and Conditioning. So tomorrow at 5:30, there's my when. My where is at Iron House. And what am I going to do? I'm going to work out. On Sunday, I will prep my lunches for the week at 2:30 p.m. in the kitchen. I will study for at least 20 minutes every day in my bedroom at 6 p.m. You see it? So we're the what, the where, and the when. We're planning it ahead. It's super specific. Put that in your calendar even if you have to. You know, get some reminders. Hey, in 10 minutes, you need to make sure you're studying for your whatever class. So now I want you to do this. So you're going to write down your intention, and that can be your intention today, whenever it's going to be, fairly soon. This isn't something in 2022, this should be something very, a little more specific to, more specific to soon. My brain isn't working. It should be something that's going to happen soon, within the next week. Good grief. So you're going to go ahead and write down, what are you going to do? Where are you going to do it, and when are you going to do it? Be super specific. So if you're watching this replay, I want you to go ahead and pause right now so that you have a second to write down your thing before you hit play again. After you write it down, hit play again. If you're live with me right now, then you can't pause me because it's live. But I'll pause for just a second here for you. What are you going to do? When will you do it? And where will it happen? I'm going to pause, even if you're just thinking about it right now. Think careful, think really specific. Vague goals don't really get us very far. We want to be very specific. Okay, So hopefully you either wrote down your sentence or you have an idea in your head. So what I want you to do now, once you write it down, I want you to say it out loud. Okay. So whatever you wrote down, say it out loud to yourself. Hear yourself say it. Cement it into your mind. Okay. When you just read it in your head, it's still sort of this abstract thing. You say it out loud, you're bringing it to life. You're putting it out there and it's real and it's a thing that's going to happen. Okay. So whether you are watching this back as a replay or if you're live with me right now, if you would want to, I hope you want to, if you will write down your intention in the comments. So not only are you saying it out loud and making it real, but now you're putting it on the internet. So now you have to do it. So go ahead. What are you going to do? Where is it going to happen? And when will it happen? Super specific. Go ahead and put that in the comments. Say it out loud, own it, bring it to life, make it real. Okay, so, I just got a notification. I'm not sure if that's in our comments or not. It's not letting me see the comments. They're not loading right now, so I can't tell. But you've planned it out, you've written it down, you've said it out loud, and now hopefully it's on the internet. So now you have to do it. You're tied to it. We're all going to hold you accountable to it now. So just to wrap up, every single Monday, if you've been in the group for a while, you may have seen that every Monday I ask you to state your intention for the week with just anything. It doesn't have to be health and fitness related. It can be related to your work. It can be related to your home. It can be related to family, relationships, money. It can be anything at all that's going to improve or better your life. So now that we've kind of gone through this strategy, I'm going to be asking for intentions in that format. So I'm going to be specifically saying, okay, y'all, it's Monday. What are our intentions for the week? What do we want to happen between now and Friday? And where are you going to make sure these things happen? When? Specifically when? Not just either Monday or Tuesday. Nope, plan it. Plan it, make it a real concrete thing. Like I said, even get that into your calendar. Make it a real thing that you're for sure is going to happen. You're a lot less likely to flake on it if you've got a concrete cemented plan. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope that helps you. This is a very, 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 very tiny piece of, like I said in the beginning, if you're just joining, this comes from Atomic Habits, the book. I totally recommend reading it or listening to it on Audible. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny little exercise, little piece of this book. You can see it is not a thin book. There's a lot of really great stuff in there. So check it out. And I will definitely also be scheduling some more lives with other pieces and parts out of the book. So I hope you will join me then. Please leave your intentions in the comments or any questions or comments that you might have about this, and I will be happy to get back to you. I hope you all have a safe and happy and super awesome 2022, and make it a great night. I'll see you later.